Good morning, everyone. And the other side. Lee circles. And reverse. And shoe circles. And reverse. And ping circles. And reverse. And reverse. and block. And reverse. Inside your body, you have a number of energy channels. And the most important energy channel in the whole body is called the Zhongmai. And it's in the center of the body. It goes all the way from the top of the head to the root of the spine. Zhongmai means literally central channel. Behind the central channel is the Du channel. Right? In front of the central channel is the Ren channel. So you have three channels that go through the body. The Du channel up and down the back, the Ren channel in the front, and the Zhong channel in the middle. Hold on here. I'm going to try to do an audio visual. All right. So you can imagine them like this. All right. Let's say the red is the back, the green is the central channel, and the pink here is the front channel. The back and the front together make the microcosmic orbit because they actually connect at the top and the bottom. Right? But the truth is you can't do anything with your body without involving all three channels. And the real thing with Qigong, it's not that, these are not the only channels, but these are the main ones, right? That and the Daimai. The real trick with Qigong is to engage these channels. So how do you do that? Well, let's say we're doing an exercise like we just did. All right, this is where it turns into a meditation. most people think meditation is about, you're getting rid of your ego, you're not thinking anything, but there are other kinds of meditation, including contemplation, where you're doing mantras or something like that. And these are like that. They're meditative, meaning you're paying attention to something inside and you're working with it. When we're doing an exercise like this, it's a very simple exercise. All right, so I'm going to ask Genevieve some questions and see whether she can answer them. Right, Genevieve, I'm going to turn just a little to my side here. When I'm doing a little exercise like this, right, and let's say I'm pulling back here, right, so my energy is coming back here. What happens with the channels inside? Because that's what you should be working on. Right? I'm pulling back. What has to happen inside my body?
When I'm pulling back, the Dumai in the back, the follow through from pulling back goes up the Dumai in the back.
Okay.
And then down the Renmai in the front. And then the opposite way on the other side.
Okay, that's an acceptable answer. I'm looking for something even simpler than that. There's a basic principle in everything we do, which is straight out of Isaac Newton, right? For every action, there must be an equal and opposite reaction. If I'm pulling back like this, that means something has to go forward, right? And then there has to be something in the middle of all that provides stability. So when I'm pulling back, that's just a power stroke, right? That's a power stroke. Notice my central body is really straight and hopefully strong. All right? When you pull back, you have to activate the Ren meridian in front. It's opening. It's coming forward. When you're doing just the opposite, when you're doing the kayak backwards, and I'm pushing backward, I'm pushing in the water this way, something has to be going the opposite way. So that means the Dumai in the back is going to be activated, right? I'm pushing forward, something has to go back, and then the Zhongmai in the middle provides the structure, the stability. It's always that way. It doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, it all works the same way. Right? So if you're just doing this with your physical body and you have no sense of feeling inside, you're missing 90% of the exercise. Right? Pull. Oh, it's like inside your body's going like this. It's going boom, 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 boom. That's the exercise, not the physical exercise with your arms. From reverse. So the Zhongmai in the middle is what gives you your strength. It's like the trunk of a tree. Right? It's not rigid, but it's really strong. And then the Renmai and the Dumai are what give you your mobility. Okay, you can put away your sticks. So we're going to do head turns. This is the last thing I'm going to say today. We're going to do head turns. It works exactly the same way. There has to be a strong pole in the middle. How many of you have ever been to a circus with an actual real big top? All right? Without those big poles, that circus tent would not stay up. And that's exactly the same principle. Your Zhongmai is like the pole that holds the big top up. Right? And then, think about this. Right? You're activating the Renmai and the Dumai. And center. So one more question for Genevieve. When you're doing a simple little exercise like this, you're still going to activate the Renmai and the Dumai. The head turns are actually two exercises at once, one on the left and one on the right. They're symmetrical with each other. So let's just talk about the left one. Right? So one function is to close. The other function is to open. It's very simple. Close, open. Now the question is, which channel do you activate when you're closing? Which channel do you activate when you're opening? All right.
All right, let's see.
What's that? Yeah, do it and just feel inside, right? What's happening with your Renmai? What's happening? Right? And then when you open, what happens with your Renmai in front? And then ask the same questions about the Dumai. When you close, like here, what happens with the Dumai in the back? And then when you open, what happens with the Dumai in the front? Right? Now, hopefully, you felt or saw this. When you come down to the shoulder, you're closing the Renmai in front. Right? It's closing. If the Renmai is closing, the Dumai is opening. It's always that way. Right? Doesn't matter what exercise it is. Right? You're closing in front, you're opening in back. And then when you quote unquote open, now you're opening the Renmai in front, which means you're closing the Renmai in back. And then on the other side, close the Renmai in front, open the Dumai in back, come up to the center, close the Dumai in back, open the Renmai in front. Now you don't want to have to spend your time thinking about that all the time. So what it is you have to analyze this as you get into Qigong and figure out what the hell you're supposed to be doing. And then you practice that for a few weeks. You keep your mind on it. You practice until the day you forget about it. When you forget about it naturally, it means it's already in you. And then you'll just do it automatically. It's exactly the same as doing finger exercises on a keyboard. You do those damn finger exercises until you could scream, and then at a certain point you can forget about them because the skill is inside you. You don't have to think about it. All right? Let's try it. and center. Suppose you're doing Tai Chi, and a guy decides to push you on your shoulder. And so his arm's going to come in, her arm's going to come in, and they're going to push you. What do you do about it? You go, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stand there and let him pound me over, right? Watch my chest. You could go the other way. But when you close like that, you're inviting him in to push you even harder. Now, there are ways to get out of that and ways to use that, right? Nevertheless, it might be better, right, to open your renmai. You open your renmai, and that surge of energy coming up into the body is going to push him off to the side. Now we're getting into shoulder rolls too, right? I don't particularly care about Tai Chi for these exercises. The value of Tai Chi is it doesn't let you cheat. You don't cheat because the guy's going to push you over, right? So it's your laboratory. It's the place where you figure out what's actually going on in your body. Right? Open. 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 Stretch. Stretch. Come up into the Tanzhong. Stretch. Stretch, right? And then we're straight into the shoulder exercises. Okay, let's do head rolls. Same thing. And down to center and reverse. Watch my core body. Open the renmai. Close the renmai. Open the renmai. Close the renmai. Open. Close. Open. Close. Or if you want to signal the back, right, open the dumai. Close the dumai. Open the dumai. Close the dumai. And good. And back to center. Spinal waves. And reverse. And good. So Grandmaster Feng used to say this: if you're fighting, if they break your body, fall back on your energy. If they break your energy, fall back on your mind. If they break your mind, fall back on your spirit. If they break your spirit, all is lost. You can turn that around and think of it this way. The base of our existence is the spirit. The spirit gives rise to the mind. The mind gives rise to the energy. The energy gives rise to the physical body. All right? So when you want to exercise and improve your physical body, the best way to do it is to pay attention to the stem. Not the leaves out here, but the stem on which everything rests. Which is why I spend so much time talking about this. Don't just do this physically, because you'll miss the whole point. All right? Let's do some elbow exercises. How many of you have ever done archery? Ever done any archery? Yes? Little? I mean, even a little bit. Even a little bit counts. Um, when you're doing archery, you're doing something actually very close to Tai Chi, because there's a bow, right? And that bow's going to change the shape, and then there's a string, and that's exactly how the body works. You can think of the Zhongmai in the center as the bow, and the Renmai and the Dumai as strings. All right. If you're going to do this, you have to understand how the bow works. Because if you don't, your arrow's not going to go anywhere. When you do a movement like this, right, it's not done with the arm. It's done with those 3 energy channels I'm talking about. If you're going to go back, something has to come forward. You study that in Tai Chi. However, you don't get very much practice in Tai Chi. A little. All right? You get a little practice. But you actually need a lot of practice. So where do you get the lot of practice? You get it in this class. Comes forward. Elbows go back because the energy comes forward. All right? You just snap that bowstring forward. If you're going to punch forward, then the bowstring has to snap back. All right? That's how it works. And your arms add a little bit on, but not really that much. Okay. All right. The wrists. Keep going. Screwdriver. All right. You got a rusted screw head. You got to undo. You're still using those same channels. And the other side. Double. And stretches. Do you guys remember Michael Shea? He came and did some classes for us when I had that hurt foot. Right? A Chinese guy, right? I always think of Michael when I do these stretches because Michael and I used to practice the applications for this. You grab somebody by the arm and you twist this down, they can't move. Or at least I couldn't move when Michael did it to me. And reverse. So we used to do all these stretches like this for a couple of reasons. One, it's really good for your body. But second, you need to have fairly loose wrists if you're going to practice joint locking, because if you don't, it's very painful. It's painful enough as it is. And the other side. I'm going to do the left and then the right again. I want you to watch the angles of my hands. Notice that angle. Notice this angle. Do you see a difference? This one, I can bend back farther. This one, not quite so far. Why? Because this is my right hand, and I'm right-handed. I use this for everything, which means my wrist will be stiffer. And relax your wrists. And the ankles. And rotate. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And close. And open. Close. And open. Close. And open. Close. And open. Doling. And touch the earth. And close your pores. Salute our masters. And salute your classmates. Thank you, everyone. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.